Hello everyone, I'm Jinyu. Welcome to Jinyu Talks about the spleen and stomach. Some friends confide in me directly, talking about their physical discomfort and so on, feeling that they're sick all over and they can't sleep at night, very irritable so they don't know where to start. Feeling that they are beyond cure, as they spoke, they started to cry. At that moment, my emotions collapsed along with their emotions. They told me that they're sick all over. They had surgery for breast issues a few years ago. They also have nodules in the thyroid and uterine fibroids, so there is no place in the body that makes them comfortable. Eating too much causes bloating, eating too little causes hunger, and eating wrong can cause reflux and excessive stomach acid. So according to them, there are many problems with the body. And thinking about it makes life seem to have no joy. In fact, I can feel that this person's emotions have changed a lot. So we communicated in depth, and in the end we prescribed some dietary methods for them, and they regularly interacted and chatted with me. I made time, and I also had my assistant communicate with them in detail so that they could get relief in their emotions. The actual physical problems are not big. Many people's diseases are thought out, and this fan is one of them. After talking about this, I hope that if you really have some problems and want to consult and understand and want me to prescribe some dietary therapy plans for you, after you add my WeChat, tell me your demands. If I can help everyone, I will try my best to help if I can help. I also hope that everyone will understand more. So here I tell you, emotional problems often really create diseases. Why do I say this? Let me explain for you, because our Chinese people have long linked adverse emotions with physical diseases. Where do we know this from? From the ancients who said it. I don't know. You see, in the Huani Naijing, the Yellow Emperor's classic of medicine, there is such a record saying that all diseases are born from qi. Anger causes qi to rise, happiness causes qi to slow down, sadness causes qi to dissipate, and thinking causes qi to not. These are all adverse emotions that have changed the qi in our bodies and produced corresponding connections. So, you see, the Huani Naijing has told everyone, right? That is to say, various emotions have an impact on the viscera. For example, excessive joy can hurt the heart, excessive anger can hurt the liver, excessive thinking can easily hurt the spleen, excessive sadness can easily hurt the lungs, and fear can easily hurt the kidneys. Let's not talk about anything else. Why does excessive sadness affect the lungs? Once you are sad, you will cry your heart out, right? It has something to do with the lungs, right? We say that excessive thinking hurts the spleen. Have you ever felt that when you think too much, you can't eat? So in the Huani Naijing, the ancients have already told us very clearly. Now in traditional Chinese medicine, we often talk about the meridians of sorrow, fear, and anxiety. So adverse emotions and diseases are definitely related, which is the wisdom of our ancestors. So here I tell everyone, don't be depressed, don't be irritable. If you have problems and no one to confide in, you can add my WeChat and chat with me. As you talk, your heart knob will open and you will naturally be fine. Many people have added WeChat and don't speak, thinking, how should I say it? I don't know how to say it. Then they're entangled every day, and irritable every day. The more irritable you are, the more angry you are, and the more angry you are, the more irritable you are, forming a vicious cycle. This is really not good, so it is often related to adverse emotions. In our real life, especially for women, such as nodules, breast problems are related to adverse emotions. So remember, when we're in a good mood, some problems are easy to solve. So there are many thyroid diseases in women, and there are also many patients with thyroid nodules. Of course, in addition to eating iodine, the most important factor is adverse emotions, such as various pressures, anxiety, depression, irritability, all can lead to liver key stagnation. The final cause is this kind of disease, either thyroid nodules or breast nodules. Right? Breast hyperplasia leads to uterine fibroids. These are diseases caused by liver key not being smooth. In our daily life, if you go to the hospital to see this kind of disease, it's like countless as ox hairs. So I tell everyone, for any disease, I hope everyone starts from the heart to adjust. Your mood is open, just like my teacher said. If you are in a good mood, everything is good, right? If you don't adjust your mentality well, adverse emotions will continue to make trouble, and your body's recovery will be long-term. Your adverse emotions, let alone other things, when you are angry, your body feels weak. If you add adverse emotions plus you're sick, I tell everyone it is really very slow to recover. So what is psychosomatic disease? What is psychosomatic disease? I tell everyone these two words are generally difficult to understand. One refers to the disease related to the body and the disease related to the psychology. The difference is what? This disease is caused by emotions, leading to changes in the body. We call it psychosomatic disease if the body problem causes emotional changes. We call it psychosomatic disease. Now everyone knows these two are actually inseparable. You see, our ancestors emphasized the cultivation of the heart. In the Huan Jing, the first chapter talks about the theory of adjusting the spirit in the 4 seasons, telling us that in different seasons and climates, we should adapt to the changes of nature and adjust our emotions. In spring, when all things recover, you should eat some vegetables that promote growth, right? And remember, in spring, you must maintain a good mood, which promotes growth. Compared with today, our ancestors were completely different, right? Today's people are too complicated. This is related to the breath. For example, if you see someone scolding you in a circle of friends, you will be furious instantly. Right, ancient people couldn't see it. You hide in the mountains or in the suburbs, and you can't see a person for 10 days and half a day, which is less likely to cause emotional problems. But there are also, not that there are no, it doesn't mean there are no. If there were no ancient people, how could they recognize this point, right? Now our communication information circle of friends, right, can be seen clearly. WeChat and TikTok, you can see them all. For example, you find that your classmate has bought a villa, your classmate has traveled abroad, and your classmate has changed to a luxury car. Unconsciously, you're working and earning little money, and at this time, you're annoyed every day. Ah, I saw someone else's child was admitted to a famous university, and when I went home, I saw my child doing homework slowly, and I was instantly annoyed. Then I started to get angry and couldn't sleep at night. So we're now in the information age, and we often say that this is a turbid and toxic living environment. You must reduce self-made turbidity. Right, reduce self-made reading. Try not to get that information. Even if you get it, don't compare with others. I remember when I was a child, I heard someone say such a sentence. People compare people to death. Goods compare goods to throw away. Why should I compare? Let's not compare. I keep the goods. People compare people. I live healthily. That's good. So it's completely a problem of mentality, especially in today's survival environment of individualism. We also call it the information age, right? If you can't handle this information well, you will be really annoyed. Speaking of this, let me tell you, the pressure on people now is really great, and many people get angry too much. Work pressure is great. Annoying children's homework is not fast. Annoying husband goes out to drink, you get angry. A lot of times, it makes women have this kind of disease, and men are the same. If your heart is too small and you think too much, you will also get sick. When it comes to adverse emotions, what does traditional Chinese medicine call it? I don't need to say much. Everyone knows it's called liver depression. Liver depression, key stagnation, and liver cirrhosis. When they come together, how can it be? It will be irritable and depressed. In fact, when it comes to this, we think of the Jin and Yuan dynasties. Traditional Chinese medicine actually attributed adverse emotions to the category of ketosis. Among them, Su Dengxi of the Yuan dynasty proposed 6 types of stasis, which are key stasis, blood stasis, phlegm stasis, fire stasis, dampness stasis, and food stasis. Among them, key stasis is mentioned, and Su Dengxi paid special attention to the emotional aspect. You see, according to the current situation, which doctor would chat with you to express your emotions? You queue up for 2 hours and see a doctor for 5 minutes, right? Is there anyone to express your emotions with you? When your various indicators come up and you see the arrow pointing up again, compare with last time, the arrow is higher. You instantly collapse to the limit. But if the doctor tells you, don't worry, there's no problem, next time you should pay attention to what to eat, sleep well, and during the next period you should take good care. Don't suddenly see the indicators rise and you collapse by yourself. Don't do that. Then you say, doesn't it give many patients a lot of relief and a good mood? Isn't it better to get better quickly? Many people get a membership card, and when they compare this time with the last time, it's high and low, right? Cry, be annoyed, can't sleep, be anxious, right? So no one communicates with you about psychological issues, which leads to more and more psychological diseases. It's not just psychological diseases, it's our view and understanding of things. I hope everyone will be more generous. You see, before the Song Dynasty, people's thoughts were relatively free. The Tang Dynasty was the most representative dynasty with open-minded thoughts. The Song Dynasty began to appear Neo-Confucianism, and then people's thoughts were constrained. So there was stasis, so Su Dengxi paid great attention to people's thoughts and emotions. You can see in our history, right? In Su Dengxi's medical records, in addition to writing the patient's facial color, form, and mental state, he also recorded the patient's personality and emotional state. When you see his medical cases, you will know that such a treatment approach is quite remarkable. But now let's think about it. I want to ask our fans listening to the program today, have you ever had a physical examination in the hospital, right? They give you a lot of publicity. You have a physical examination. After the physical examination, you take the test sheet, you pay the money. Haha, I want to ask everyone which doctor has talked to you. Which doctor told you that this indicator is high? It doesn't matter. Go home and eat. Drink and sleep. What should be paid attention to? Who told you? Is there anyone? Not none. There are some, right? But not many. So we really need a good doctor to talk to the patient about their psychology as a way of dredging. If you are psychologically uncomfortable, you often see the arrow pointing up and down, and it's very annoying. Don't worry about this problem. After 3 months or 5 months of re-examination, it will still exist, continuing to be high or low. That's it. So, in Zhuangzi's medical records, there are many examples of a person's adverse emotions leading to physical and mental diseases. Among them, it may mention that a woman was in discord with her mother-in-law and sisters-in-law and was in a state of anxiety for a long time, and over time she suffered from what mastitis, which is what we call breast cancer today. Zhuangzi clearly pointed out that the occurrence of mastitis is related to family disharmony. Right. In the records, there was also a woman who sat in the wrong place during a family gathering and was criticized by her family for not understanding the rules. After going back, the woman was depressed and irritable, thinking it was all her fault. In those days, women had no status, and she eventually died of depression. So Zhuangzi observed many people's emotional diseases and began to study the resolution of stosis. He had many prescriptions, all of which were for resolving stosis. So I want to tell everyone that to truly solve the problem of disease, we must reduce our desires, focus our minds, and nourish our hearts. You see, Zhuangzi mentioned in many prescriptions that we need to soothe the liver, right? Because the liver, when the qi is not smooth, leads to diseases and adverse emotions, and there are many diseases caused by this. So we must pay attention to adverse emotions. You see, Zhuangzi said that when the qi and blood are harmonious, no diseases occur. When the doctor has good fortune, it helps the disease to grow. In addition, Zhuangzi's disciples also repeatedly emphasized that stosis is the source of all diseases. And all diseases are born from stosis. So you see, the ancients already had an early understanding of emotions. So when I talk about this, I think everyone should pay attention to our emotions. If you really have some problems and don't know how to solve them, or if you are irritable and don't know how to resolve them, since you have added my WeChat, you can communicate with me or my assistant to express your emotions. It is really helpful to your health. Well, I will stop talking about this topic for now. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel and see you next time.